I thought I would have a chat with you about my thoughts on the sideline reporting scandal that brewed last week with Charissa Thompson admitting on a podcast that she had made things up on the sideline while she was covering football. And Erin Andrews then concurred that she too had made things up on the sideline. I was a sideline reporter for ABC Sports, Fox Sports, and TNT. Is it science? It's not. But I worked my ass off. I studied hundreds of names per week. I traveled 4 to 8 flights a week all the time, and I took great pride in my work. I never, for 1 second, would have considered making up a hit. And in fact, if I didn't have anything, I would tell my producer, I don't have anything, but I always had something. I had a coach hose me on the air live. That would be Bobby Bowden during a Florida State game where I saw his cornerback, I think his name was McEwing, who broke his left shoulder, Amy, during a game. I went inside. I saw him getting x-rayed. I stopped Bobby and I said, Bobby, what are you going to do without McEwing in the second half? He said, yeah, he's got a broken shoulder. Suzy said, okay, can we go live right out of the half? ABC Sports, they come to us. All right, let's go down to Suzy. And I say to Coach Bowden, you lost McEwing, second half, broken shoulder, you just told me. What can you tell me now? He said, he did? And here we are live on the air. And I've got to take it back from commercial. You know, I was so excited about this. It was actually, that's what it was. And he hosed me on the air. He goes, is that right, darling? I didn't even know that. All right, let's go play some football. And I couldn't believe it. But my point was, Amy, it never would have occurred to me to make something up. And it may just be that sideline reporting isn't science. But for those of us who actually really care about it, it was everything. And I just want to react to that because I've had a lot of people ask me how I felt about it. I've had a coach almost fall on me while we're running. I've had a coach basically say to me, I've had a coach while I was running next to him. This is Chuck Amato from NC State. He was down to Florida State. I said, Coach, you're a defensive-minded coach. What do you see in the Florida State offense that you can attack? And he took a second and said, you.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh. And I think Gary Thorne was on the call, and I just kept running and asking him questions all the way into the sideline. Like, I took it all the way into the locker room. I took it seriously. I never had the ability not to.
Well, and I'm going to take this more broadly and talk about media and reporting and journalism as a whole. So beyond sideline, beyond sports. We're living in an era right now where anyone can post anything they want on social media, on the internet, and people will believe what they read as if it is factually true. And so I pull back from this and say, let's step aside from sports. Let's step aside from the sideline. Let's step aside from that and look at the world as a whole. Journalism matters. Truth in reporting matters. And I'll just leave it at that. Just because you read something on the internet, just because you read something on social media, doesn't mean it's true. And it's important for everyone to remember that and do your research and do your homework.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. The first thing that I taught my kids was about personal accountability. And I do believe that we have a responsibility when we're sitting in front of a microphone to speak the truth. And even my own brother doesn't like sideline reporters. He used to just give me so much crap if I was doing like a report, like he'd call that like a fluff report about something I learned earlier in the week. I prided myself on being on the field, seeing what was happening that maybe Tarico wouldn't see from his position. And I felt responsible. I felt like all those people that were watching trusted me to bring them what they couldn't see. That was my job. I never loved the fluff stuff, right? But I never for 1 second would have ever made something up. There is a trust that occurs between you listening at home and me broadcasting to you. And that trust would never be broken, nor shall it ever be broken. And I think I speak for all women in the business that we're not allowed to make mistakes. I pronounce a name wrong, and I'm a girl. I pronounce something wrong. I say the wrong. I make the wrong call. I can't remember a score. Oh, she's a woman. She shouldn't be doing it. So I guess I'm reacting to the hubris of it all for all the women who came before me and all the women that followed me, because we work our butts off, whether you want us there or not, and we're not going anywhere. But I wanted to talk about this, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to do so, and I'm glad I could do it with you, Amy, because you are truth, and you are who you said you are, and we appreciate that.
One thing that I learned, I can't even remember how long ago, this has been my view forever. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Truth is essential.
Check out new episodes of What the Football with Suzy Shuster and Amy Trask every Tuesday. Watch us on the Rich Eisen Show YouTube page or follow and listen wherever you get your podcasts.